Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. Today our topic is capital and revenue expenditure. This is part 1 for class C2 and week number 6. Let's talk about syllabus first. Today we are going to cover capital and revenue expenses, entry in financial statements, calculation of corrected net profit. Now look at the objectives. By the end of the lesson, you will be able to define capital and revenue expenditures. You will show up the treatment of capital and revenue items in the financial statements. You will be able to differentiate between capital and revenue expenses. And in the end, justification will be done upon the effects of wrong treatment of capital and revenue expenses in the financial statements. So let's begin. First of all, we'll discuss what are expenses. What is the basic definition of expenses? So the basic definition of expense is, it is the use of goods and services in order to earn revenue in the business. So expenditures are usually of 3 types. Number 1, capital expenditure. You can see. Number 2, revenue expenditure. And number 3, deferred revenue expenditures. We will discuss them one by one through examples and practical solutions. Definition of capital and revenue expenditure. First of all, capital expenditure. An expenditure which results in the acquisition of permanent assets which is intended to be permanently used in the business for the purpose of earning revenue. So, again, I'm going to repeat, an expenditure which results in the acquisition of permanent asset. Acquisition to purchase, which is intended to be permanently used in the business. It means it is not for resale purpose and for the purpose of earning revenue, is known as capital expenditure. These expenditures are non-recurring by nature. These are the basic conceptual examples of capital expenditure. So we can say that capital expenditure refers to the funds that are used by the company for the purchase, improvement, or maintenance of long-term assets to improve the efficiency or capacity of the company. So capital expenditure can be tangible, such as plant and machinery, and it can be intangible, such as patents. Both tangible and intangible capital expenditures are counted as assets because they have the potential to be sold if necessary. So these can be sold either at loss, but they have the capacity to be sold in future. On contrary, look at the revenue expenditure. All the expenditures which are incurred in the day-to-day conduct and administration of a business and the effect of which is completely exhausted within the current accounting year are known as revenue expenditures. So a revenue expenditure is a cost that is charged to expense as soon as the cost incurred. By doing so, business is using the matching principle to link the expense incurred to generate the revenue in the same reporting period. It means the same accounting period. The amount incurred on maintenance and earning capacity of the business, the benefit of which is direct and would be in the same accounting year in which such expense has been incurred, is known as revenue expenditure. Then look at the picture. You can see cost of buying a new asset is capital expenditure, while the cost is incurred to maintain it is called revenue expenditure. So buying the motor vehicle is capital expenditure, and to maintain and to have the cost of maintenance is called revenue expenditure. This is the most important page regarding the topic, because once you are clear about the difference between capital and revenue expenditure, you will be able to solve practical solutions without any error, because you can differentiate between two expenditures and you can place them in financial statements where they should be entered to arrive at correct profit. So look at the basis. The very first base we are going to discuss is meaning. Capital expenditure is that amount spent on the more valuable goods or services which is used for the long duration. On the other hand, revenue expenditure is that amount spent on the more goods or services which is used or consumed in the short duration. So over here, long duration and short duration is important point. Capital expenditure is for long duration and revenue expenditure is for short duration. When we talk about long duration, it means more than one accounting period. And when we talk about short duration, it means within one accounting year. And students, I'm sure you know what is the meaning of accounting year. Accounting year can start from any date and can end at any date, but it should have 12 months. Second point, the first was amount, meaning, and the second was year of benefit. We will derive the benefit from these expenditures in the current year as well as in the future year also. So the benefits can be availed for more than one accounting period. On the other hand, we will derive the benefit from these expenditures in the current year only. Here we are talking about revenue expenditures, and the point is to derive the benefit only in one accounting year only. Duration. Capital expenditure has a duration of more than 1 year. Revenue expenditure has a duration of up to 1 year. So this is the basic point, that it is used for more than 1 year and it is used within 1 year. Financial statements. It will be posted in the balance sheet. Which one? Capital expenditure. On contrary, revenue expenditure will be posted in trading and profit and loss account. Next point is capitalized. These expenditures will be capitalized and these expenditures will not be capitalized. Capitalized means we are not going to enter them in the balance sheet. Nature of expenditure. Capital expenditure is non-recurring in nature and revenue expenditure is recurring in nature. Let's move towards need. Why we need capital expenditure? To improve the working capacity or to grow the business. So why we spend as capital? Because we want to improve the working capacity of the business and we want to grow the business. Even sometimes we want to enhance the business by having more products in the market or by buying new machinery or an plant or having more buildings or factory area. All these are capital expenditures. And when we talk about revenue expenditure, it is for running the existing business capacity properly. So these expenses are for the maintenance of business. Very, very valid point over here, matching concept. Capital expenditure is not based upon matching concept because these are not matched with the capital receipts. So matching concept is not going to be applied on capital expenditure, but matching concept is the base for revenue expenditure because these are matched with the revenue receipts to know the profit or loss for the year. So last point, subcategories. Capital expenditure has no subcategories, but revenue expenditure has two subcategories, and these are direct expenses and indirect expenses. I'm sure students, you know what is the meaning of direct expense. Direct expenses are charged to trading count, and these are also called variable expenses. Indirect expenses are charged to profit and loss account, and these are also called fixed expenses or overhead expenses. So these are the basic points of difference between capital and revenue expenditure. Okay, let's talk about keywords indicating capital and revenue expenditure. When any transaction has these words like enhance, upgrade, extend, improve, it means these are capital expenditures. And if the transactions have following words like repair, maintain, replace, like for like, remedial, renewal, it means these are revenue expenditures. Let's talk about incorrect treatment of capital and revenue expenditure. If capital expenditure is incorrectly treated as revenue expenditure, the effects on the final accounts are as follows. In the profit and loss account, expenses will be overstated, and so the profit will be understated. And in balance sheet, fixed assets and the total assets will be understated, as well as capital being understated. Why capital being understated? You know that if the profit falls, then the capital falls. So if capital expenditure will be incorrectly treated as revenue expenditure, these will be effects. In profit and loss account, expenses will be overstated, so the profit will be understated. In balance sheet, fixed assets will be understated, so the capital and total assets will be understated as well. On the other hand, if revenue expenditure is incorrectly treated as capital expenditure, then the following effects will be on final accounts. In the profit and loss account, expenses are understated, and so the profit will be overstated. In balance sheet, fixed assets are greater and the capital is greater because profit has increased. So these are the effects if we wrongly treat capital as revenue and revenue as capital. Let's talk about deferred revenue expenditure. First of all, the word deferred should be clear in mind. It means holding something back for a later time. So deferred revenue expenditure is a revenue expenditure which has been incurred during one accounting period, but which is applicable either wholly or in part to further accounting years. So a heavy expenditure benefit of which can be gained for more than one accounting period will be called deferred revenue expenditure. It is an expenditure which is revenue in nature and incurred during an accounting period, but its benefits are to be derived in multiple future accounting periods. Such expense is then known as deferred revenue expenditure, and it should be written off over a few years and not wholly in 1 year. So, because the benefits are not consumed within one accounting period, so the amount should be entered in the following years as well. So the deduction from profit and loss account will be done for one profit and loss account period, and the rest will be shown in balance sheet as an asset. Look at the examples. Heavy advertisement expenditure. Let's suppose a new firm may advertise very heavily in the beginning to capture the position in the market. The benefit of this advertisement campaign will last quite a few years. It will be better to write off the expenditure in 3 to 4 years and not only in first year. And on the other hand, I can give you another example. If a building is destroyed by fire or earthquake, the loss should be written off in 3 to 4 years. It should not be entered in only one accounting year. So deferred revenue expenditure mean expenditures are definitely revenue in nature, but these should be charged for more than one accounting period. Question: why deferred revenue expenditure is not capital expenditure? Usually student asks this question in the class also. Distinction between capital expenditure and deferred revenue expenditure. Nature. Deferred revenue expenditure is a revenue nature, as I have already discussed in previous slide, but it is incurred for more than one accounting year. So these are by nature revenue expenditures. Second point is years of benefit. The deferred revenue expenditure benefits lesser number of years in comparison to capital expenditure. So you can say deferred revenue expenditure is usually for 3 to 5 years, while capital expenditure is for 10 to 15 years. If we talk about recovery, deferred revenue expenditure is incurred once, cannot be recovered back. But as far as the capital expenditure is concerned, it is capable of being recovered into cash, though at a loss. So it can be recovered, but revenue expenditure which is deferred cannot be recovered. Now, let's discuss one example. We have simple transactions, and this is the pet question in papers also. I have taken rather this question from your past papers. Transactions are given to you and you have to classify the transaction into capital and revenue expenditure. The first one is purchase of spares of machinery. It is revenue expenditure. Why? Because these expenses to maintain the machinery. Second is installation of additional machinery. That is capital expenditure because we are buying a fixed asset. Third is repairs to office equipment. Again, revenue expenditure because of maintenance of office equipment only. Fourth transaction is purchase of loose tools. It is capital expenditure because again we are buying fixed asset. Cost of pulling down an old building in order to replace it with new one. It is again capital expenditure because we are replacing it with the new building. So we are adding value in the fixed asset. Next transaction is petrol cost for the motor vehicle. It is revenue expenditure because we are maintaining the motor vehicle. We are spending money for running of motor vehicle. Next point is wages paid for the installation of equipment. Again, it is capital expenditure, although wages seem to be revenue, but these are paid for the installation of equipment. And we know whatever is the initial cost of fixed asset will be charged as part of fixed asset cost. Last one is salary paid to motor van driver. It is revenue expenditure because it is a routine or day-to-day expense. Every month we have to pay salary to the driver. So students, I'm sure you are clear about the classification of transaction into revenue and capital expenditures. Please do more practice from your book. Let's summarize the topic, whatever we did today. We had discussed capital expenditure and revenue expenditures, and we had also discussed deferred revenue expenditures, and we will see the joint expenditure also. Capital expenditure, any material responding or expending that will benefit several accounting periods. It means to capitalize an expenditure means to charge it to an asset account. And revenue expenditure is expenditure for ordinary repairs and maintenance. And to expense an expenditure means to charge it in an expense account. It means it will be charged in balance sheet and it will be charged in profit and loss account. Then we had discussed revenue expense, which is deferred. It means that is again revenue in nature, but the benefit can be waived for more than one accounting period. So it should be charged for more than one accounting period. And there can be a transaction which is a joint transaction, partly capital expenditure and partially revenue expenditure. So we have to see the amount and we have to subtract the amount which is revenue from that figure, and we have to show the figure for capital and show the amount for revenue expenditure. So we had discussed expenditures and we had discussed the capital expenditures, revenue expenditures, deferred revenue expenditures, and joint expenditures. Now this is the time to work. Students, please first of all, click on YouTube link from resource folder and watch the video for more understanding and to grip the topic. And then go to the book and highlight important terms and definitions. Then attempt review questions 24.1, 2 and 3. Do attempt these 3 questions first and then move on to second lesson. Watch that lesson or that video and then attempt the worksheet afterwards. Because I have divided the lesson into 2 parts. First part is about expenditures and second part is about incomes. So thank you so much. Khuda Hafiz.